All right, guys, this is The Genius, and this is my journal into game. I'm going to go back to try and produce these videos where I talk about my journey back in the game. And basically, tonight, I'm going to talk to you about what happened last night and what I did to warm up before I went out to the venue, and then basically how the night ended, which was pretty cool. So anyways, now as you know, I really like the guys over at RSD, in particular Ozzy, who one day I wish to take a boot camp from, and Julian. Really cool guy, probably the most talented there at RSD. And basically there's a video that I watch of him basically giving a pep talk. You might see it in the background on my television, but giving a pep talk to a group of guys about what they should expect and the type of attitude that they need to have when they go out and practice game in the club. So basically, he says that you have to take the ball. You've got to be aggressive. You just can't expect a girl to just come over and holler at you. You've got to basically just pull her and just basically take control of the action. So that's what I remembered, and so what I did was when I first got to the club, first of all, I realized that on Thursday nights there's actually a hip-hop night, and at this place where I normally frequent on the weekends, and it's actually better on Thursday night than it is on Saturday night. So just as a side note, for those guys who are looking for more opportunities to practice game, you might be surprised how if you check the schedule of the different nightclubs, the different nighttime events they have, you might actually find different opportunities to practice game, and I'm sure glad I did. So anyways, I've been trying to reduce the amount of alcohol that I intake when I practice game, and normally I would take a couple beers or a couple glasses of wine or something like that before I would head out to the clubs, but this time I didn't do that, and I was kind of scared to do that this time because I just got done with payroll, and it was a rough week as far as my business was concerned, although it did end it on a nice note, but I was still kind of stuck in my head when I first got to the venue. And when I got to the venue, all I could do was just really trust the process, which is basically just relax, start to feel the music, start to move around, and just kind of ignore the fact that people might find you standing there in the middle of the dance floor, dancing by yourself or something like that. And basically, I went ahead and did that, and then there was a couple of guys that came over, and I talked to them, and they were pretty cool. And so usually when guys come up, since I go out by myself, I usually try to make it a game with guys to try to say, hey, let's be a wingman for each other and let's go hit on girls. And so there was this two set standing next to us, and so I always tell the guys, you know, hey, I'll go first. So I went and opened up this two set, and the more attractive girl that I wanted to open, and I have a basic standard opener that generally works, so I'm not I wasn't worried too much about it. But anyways, I just went up to her and said, hey, how you doing? And she didn't answer, and so I said, what's your name? And so she said, I don't give my name out. And so I just said, okay. And I turned around and went back and started dancing by myself on the dance floor. And so that was a pretty harsh blowout. But I've been practicing game, or at least been in and out of game for a number of years, if not 10 years now, or more than that. And I've become so numb to those types of blowouts that it wasn't even worth my time to try to correct her or anything, or try to punish her for her bad behavior. I just turned around and waited to open up another set. So the next thing you know, in walks a couple of really tall girls. I mean, when I say tall, I mean these girls had to be about 6'2" or 6'3" or something like that. And they were sisters, and they looked pretty intimidating. And so, at first anyways, but I just had to open them anyways, because that's just how I am. I'm indifferent now to those types of situations. And so I went in and opened the one girl who I found more attractive, because she was a little shorter, and she was actually pretty nice. And they told me they were sisters or what have you. So, but again, I'm still warming up. So after that, I just kind of stood off to the side and started dancing to myself again. So the night progressed, kept going on, and then next thing you know, this guy that I found in the club, he was like, okay, well let's I told him let's just walk around and see if we can find some more girls, and we did that, and then we ran into some other girls that were in a three set, went and opened them, and I remembered something that I haven't been doing before, which was to actually, when you get the girl's attention that you want, you need to make sure she's facing you. And as soon as I did that, her eyes just immediately lit up, and basically we just started vibing and talking with each other, and it went pretty well until her friend came and pulled her away. And so I'm still trying to get back into how to handle those types of situations, because the friends of these girls, it's like once they lose the attention of their friends, then they have to just try to pull them away. So anyway, so we continued walking around, and basically kept hitting on girls. And then we ran into those tall girls again. Well, at least I did. And so I went in, and they were standing at a table having drinks, what have you. I ran in and basically started dancing with the three of them, and they allowed it, and it was cool. And then I remembered again, you've got to get the girl who you're attracted to facing you. So what I did was I faced the girl towards me, took her by the hand and started dancing with her, spinning around and so forth. Well, I couldn't really spin her around because she was way taller than I was. And And then as soon as I started to do that, her sister pulls her away. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm doing all right just to do this with these girls, but these tall girls, but it's, I mean, you know, I'm learning, you know, I'm trying to maintain a humble attitude about all this. So anyways, after that, basically bounced out of that set, ran into some nice chick that was kind of sporty, and she started coming up because one of these old school songs came on, and when an old school song comes on, you know, I start kind of get more live. So she comes over and starts dancing with me and have you, and then I remember what Julian said in that video, Modus Operandi, I believe it's called. He said, you got to just take the girl's hand and pull. And so that's what I did. I just reached out, grabbed her hand, and pulled her to the bar, and I said, hey, let's go get a drink. And Julian says she could either do one or two things. She could either say no, or she can do nothing, which means yes. And she did nothing, so I pulled her and dragged her all the way to the other side of the bar. Basically, we got a drink, started vibing, dancing, having a good time. I start screening for logistics, and basically dragged her out of the club. So at the end of the day, turned out pretty successful. The beginning of the night, of course, back-to-back blowouts, but it's all good because you just got to hang in there, and you just got to push through the fire all the way through the end. So that's basically what happened last night. My journal for this weekend game. I'm getting ready to go out tonight. I just got a text message from one of my neighbors downstairs that is a wingman for me sometimes. So I'm going to get ready, hit the clubs again tonight, see what I can pull again tonight, and then basically just keep you guys updated and posted on my journey in this game. And basically I'll try to put another video out next Friday. If I have the time, maybe put out another one beforehand, but until then, see you in the next video, and keep taking action.